Welcome. I'm Ronnie Amster, president of the Players Club. Today we're going to bring you a presentation from our Actors Studio, an important component of the Players Club. No memorizing, no singing, and no dancing. Just an opportunity for our members to entertain you by reading from a script and performing an original one-act play, a radio script from an old-time radio series, or even telling a story. First up, an original one-act play, Be Frank, written by Mike Kapel and performed by Mike Kapel and Lynn Katz. Sit back and enjoy.
Hi, Lisa.
Oh my God, is that you, Frank?
Yeah,
Where the hell are you?
I'm behind you.
Why do you do that, Frank?
Well, to let you know that I'm here.
No, I mean, why the hell do you scare me like that? Frank, you've been dead for 6 months.
Well, you noticed, huh?
Yeah, I have. And you can't start talking from nowhere and expect me to casually respond. You could have given me a heart attack.
Then we'd be a couple again.
No, we wouldn't, Frank. For sure, as your wife, I would never agree to ride on the back of your motorcycle.
Well, why not?
Because I would never sit behind the idiot who chose to ride his motorcycle into a tree.
Yeah. I wonder why I did that.
Because you're nuts, Frank, and because you get your kicks haunting me.
Yeah, I am haunting you. Maybe that's why.
By the way, haven't you moved on to your next place like other dead people?
Well, is there a next place?
You're asking me?
Well, I was told to wait.
Wait for what?
I don't know. Look, I'm just dead. Nobody tells me nothing. Just like when I was alive.
Well, isn't it time you found out? You keep reappearing to me. What do you want, Frank?
How do I look?
Looks to me like you're a dead ringer for my husband.
That's kind of funny.
Have you lost weight, Frank? You're just a shadow of your former self.
That one's not so funny.
Oh, and by the way, the FBI called the other day. They were concerned you were involved in a underground activity.
All right. I give.
Well, I'm not going to stop until you tell me why you keep showing up here.
Personally, I need some answers, Lisa. I need the truth.
Sounds familiar. So do I.
The last few years of our marriage were not happy.
Yeah. Oh, you noticed.
Well, of course I noticed.
Well, you had me fooled. I thought you only noticed your job and your motorcycle. Do you even remember the names of our kids?
Oh, come on. I wasn't that uninvolved.
That's what you think, Frank.
Well, I'll tell you this. I wasn't so uninvolved that I didn't notice your affair with Jack Haskell.
Oh, you figured that out, did you?
Well, not really. It's funny what you discover when you're dead.
Now that's funny. You had to die to discover how unhappy we were.
Okay, so how long has this been going on?
23 years, and it hasn't ended.
That long? Jeez, I had no idea.
Because you never saw me, Frank. You have no idea who I am.
Yeah, but it appears I'm learning. 6 months too late. Okay, so is Jack who you're meeting here tonight?
Yes, as a matter of fact. But you're dead, so why should you start caring now?
Well, I don't care. I mean, I care that I'm dead. I just don't care about you and Jack. At least, not now I don't.
Just think. For you, being the dead is the same thing as being alive. You don't have to care about anything. Tell me, are there motorcycles in hell? I'm sure there are plenty of bimbos for you to sleep with.
Lisa.
Oh wait, does one even sleep in hell? That's why it's hell for you, Frank. All those bimbos to sleep with, and you never get to sleep. How deserving.
How deserving will it be for you when your time comes? Engaging in a 23-year affair with Jack Haskell doesn't get you a direct path to the pearly gates, you know.
Well, there's certainly no reason for you to feel betrayed. I've known about your transgressions for the past 30 years.
Who told you?
Who told me? Everybody knew, Frank.
Oh, come on.
Yes, Frank, everyone knew. Your friends, the chippies you slept with, oh, they couldn't wait to tell me and make my day. How could you possibly think I didn't know?
You never said anything.
That's right, I didn't. It would have destroyed you. Although, don't think I didn't consider that. But you don't get it, Frank. That's why there's a Jack Haskell in my life. In fact, he's the only one who never said one word about your affairs.
Well, Jack has always been a solid, straight-ahead guy.
That's right. The man is loving, honest, loyal, committed. The total opposite of you.
Is that what you think?
That's what I know. First-hand experience.
And now, after all these years, you get to be with the man of your dreams.
Yes, and it's so much better than being with the man of my nightmares.
Did you really hate me that much?
To be honest, Frank, yes.
That's too bad.
And speaking of the man of my dreams, he's late. He's never late.
He's not coming, Lisa.
Oh, don't be silly. Jack hasn't stood me up in 20 years.
I can assure you, he won't be here tonight.
Of course he'll be here. Why do you say that?
Because you're not here.
What? What are you talking about, Frank? You talk as dumb as you did when you were alive.
Well, that may be. But I know for sure that you're not here.
That's very funny, Frank. So if I'm not here, where am I?
In the morgue.
That's not funny, Frank.
Do you remember what happened on your way here tonight?
Yeah, some asshole in a truck headed towards me, making a left right in front of me, and if I hadn't slammed on my brakes, I'd be dead right now.
That's right.
So what are you saying?
You didn't hit your brakes. You panicked, and you went straight into the truck and head first through the windshield. You didn't survive.
Frank, don't do this. I know you're upset with me, but come on. This is getting way too strange and unnecessary.
Let me ask you this. When you walked into the restaurant earlier, did the maitre d' acknowledge you?
No, I just walked straight to the table Jack and I always sit at, and I sat down.
Did the waiter come over and ask if you wanted a drink?
No,
Has he approached you since you've been here?
no,
Has anyone in the restaurant looked at you, or us for that matter, since you arrived?
no.
Lisa, honey, I was sent here to get you.
Get me. Are you taking me somewhere?
Yes.
Where?
You'll see. We'll both see.
Storytelling is not as easy as it sounds. It requires keeping your audience engaged by telling a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and a theme that will be appealing. Now, I'd like to share a story with you about my dad. My dad, calm and quiet, the smartest man I knew. Ask him anything and he always knew what to do. He had his coffee every morning, managed a Robert Hall, worked incredibly hard, and was loved by all. Never fraternized, but always was fair. Looked up to by everyone, a boss beyond compare. Went to lunch by himself. He read a book at each meal. He read a different one at home, 2 at a time, for real. He never yelled if I did something wrong. He said he was disappointed. That's all it took to bring me along. He barely got a word in. My mom stole the show. But my dad was the one you wanted to know. When she passed and he was all alone, my dad became the person that really shone. trusted by his neighbors to straighten their bills, from taxes to shopping. He even helped with their wills. I went to a class, learned about the law, and each week we discussed it, and he saw things I never saw. His granddaughters made him so proud, each one different, and at dinner, so loud. He got to meet a new generation. His great-grandson was his rejuvenation. For 3 years, till he was 92, my precious dad was the best friend I knew. I think of him often with tears in my eyes. When I lost my dad, I lost the gold prize. At my wedding 53 years ago, the band later played the theme song for the Robert Hall stores. When the values go up, 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 and the prices go down, 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 Robert Hall this season will show you the reason. Low overhead, low overhead. And my father stood up and saluted. That was right before he danced the father-daughter dance to sunrise, sunset from Fiddler on the Roof. This past August 13th would have been my dad's 100th birthday, and it was time to once again put my pen to paper and find a way to pay tribute to the man who meant so much to me and who I miss each and every day. So I wrote a letter to the J.M. Smucker Company, purveyors of jellies and jam. Dear sirs, my dad would have turned 100 on August 13th, 2021. Sadly, he passed away 8 years ago. But at my dad's 90th birthday, attended by my family and my brother's family, my husband raised a toast, promising to wish my dad well on his 100th birthday on a Smucker's jar of strawberry preserves, his favorite. My dad was the most intelligent, kind-hearted, and selfless person I have ever known. And I was hoping that you could help me out with a very special request. It would not only be a wonderful tribute to my dad, but an incredible way for my children and grandchildren to keep his memory alive. If you could possibly create a label commemorating his 100th birthday, which would fall on August 13, 2021, it would be the greatest gift I could give my children to share with their respective families. Of course, ideally, we need 5 labels for the 5 granddaughters, but if necessary, I would be happy to copy a single label and purchase the 5 jars of Smucker's strawberry preserves. After the year we have all gone through and the inability to be in touch with our families the way we would have liked, I can think of no greater gift to commemorate this anniversary of his birth, which would have been his 100th. A day does not go by that I do not think of my dad and all that he gave to me and my kids by his thoughtfulness and caring. And I miss him every day. I lost my brother in September, not to COVID, but to a rare infection, and was unable to be with my family to mourn. So I am now hoping to have something to celebrate and to give my kids a warm memory to hold close to their hearts. I would appreciate your response and certainly anything you could do to make my request a reality. I could not begin to express my appreciation and gratitude. Thank you in advance for your kind attention to my very special request, which comes straight from my heart. 4 weeks later, I received a phone call from Jeremy, representing Smucker's Public Relations. He told me that my letter had touched them so much that Smucker's would like to make my wish come true, that they would handle it all, and he thought that me and my father's 5 granddaughters would be very happy. A week before my dad's 100th birthday, a case arrived, and we will have a memory that will last a lifetime. Next up is a radio script from an old Burns and Allen radio show entitled Gracie Runs for President, which aired on February 28, 1940, and kept our parents entertained for hours. Please enjoy.
Today is February 28th, 1940, and it's time for the Burns and Allen Radio Hour, starring Bob Goldenberg as George Burns and Linda Kirschbaum as Gracie Allen. Also featuring Stan Posnack as Frank Parker, Ronnie Amster as Ray Noble, and yours truly, Mike Kapel, as your announcer, Truman Bradley. George and Gracie are sitting around the dining room table with their friends, Playboy singer Frank Parker and well-known female band leader Ray Noble. Let's listen in.
Gracie, coming down to the studio tonight, I saw a big banner saying, "Vote for Gracie."
Yeah, I know.
All over town, I see billboards saying, "Put Gracie in the White House."
Yes,
It's in the newsreels, it's in the papers, signs right here on the street saying, "Send Gracie to Washington." What does this mean?
well, George, I'll let you in on a secret. I'm running for president of the USA.
You're running? You're running for president?
Yes.
Gracie, how long has this been going on?
Well, for 150 years, George Washington started it.
Gracie, why are you running for president?
Well, because it's the only way you can get to the White House. You can't just walk in and sit down.
The idea is preposterous.
Not only that, it pays good money.
Listen, there's nobody who'd be any happier about your success than I'd be. But in the entire history of the United States, there's never been a woman president.
Well, yeah. Isn't that exciting? I'd be the first woman.
But I tell you,
Hello, George. Hello, Gracie.
hello,
Hi, Frank.
I'm telling you, you haven't got a Chinaman's chance.
Well, I don't know about that. Confucius say, lady who has eye on presidential chair pretty soon gets seat on it.
And George Burns say, girl with seat on presidential chair gets behind in trouble.
Nah. Oh my God, that's good.
How do you like that joke, Frank?
Egyptian monument.
Egyptian monument?
Sphinx.
Yeah, you too, Frank. Gracie, have you any idea what a person has to be before they can become president?
Sure, elected.
This whole thing is absurd.
Oh, stop worrying, George. I may not even be elected until next November.
Well, that's a load off my mind.
I might not even be in the White House before 1941.
Oh, I see. In other words, you're as good as in.
I am better than in.
What do you mean you're better than in?
Well, if I was in now, I'd have to be getting out next January.
Oh, so, in and out, the President of the United States.
And Mexico.
And Mexico?
Well, sure, it's just across the border from California, so it'll be easy for them to vote for me.
And what about Canada?
It'll be a landslide.
You know, this may be a shock to you, but there are some places that don't belong to the United States.
So what? How many votes are there in Alaska anyway?
To be president, it takes a person with tremendous stamina, a person with unusual ability and sound judgment, a mental genius.
Thank you, George.
You're welcome. Gracie, a president has to have courage and show plenty of backbone.
Show plenty of backbone? Well, wait till you see my new evening dress.
A backless dress doesn't make you a leader of men. You have to have plenty of followers.
Wait till you see my new evening dress.
Yes, but a president must have determination. He must let people see what he's made of.
Wait till you see
My new evening dress. I know.
Say, Gracie, when you're elected president, you might change the income tax laws so all stars are allowed the same deductions.
You know, Frank, in this country, everybody's allowed the same deduction.
Oh, yeah. Look what Sally Rand is allowed to take off each year, huh? Huh?
How do I get mixed up in these things?
Well, Frank's helping me in my campaign.
Oh, then for sure it'll be a tremendous success.
For sure. You see, every day I have to go out and kiss a lot of babies. And Frank goes along with me to kiss the mothers.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does.
He does.
Oh, and I'm a terrific speaker, too. Why, I addressed 500 mothers this afternoon.
Oh, what did you say to him?
I said, ladies, to reach Gracie, you need to go through me.
Through you, huh?
Yeah, that was fun.
Now listen to me, Gracie. This thing has got to stop before it goes too far.
George, you knew that I was running for president.
Oh, sure, I knew it. But I didn't think you were serious.
Why, certainly I'm serious. So is Thomas Dewey.
Well, yes, but Thomas Dewey has a political affiliation.
Well, maybe that's because he wasn't vaccinated.
Gracie, no, you don't understand. Do you have a Republican or a Democratic machine behind you?
No, that's a bustle.
Yes, and on you it looks good. Glad I asked.
Isn't it exciting, George?
Is it what exciting?
Well, if Gracie gets in, it'll be the first time that a woman president has ever been elected for a third term.
A third term?
Oh, yes. She's done a splendid job. I mean, you show me any other country where a woman can walk out of the kitchen and serve 2 terms as president.
That doesn't make sense, Ray. Grace hasn't done a first and second term yet. You got her mixed up with Roosevelt.
Oh, no, I haven't. Roosevelt lives in the White House in Washington, and Gracie lives in the Yellow House in Beverly Hills. That makes sense.
For you, Ray, it does. I think I'm going to have you psychoanalyzed.
Thanks just the same, George, but I've already been to a fortune teller.
Well then, welcome to Gracie's future.
Gracie, it appears the photographers are ready now to take those campaign pictures.
Thanks. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Now everybody listen to me.
Stop worrying, George. Gracie's promised to give us all swell government jobs.
Government jobs?
Sure.
Are you sap enough to fall for that, Truman?
Sap? Just a minute, George. That's no way to speak to a Supreme Court Justice.
Supreme Court Justice? Truman, do you actually believe?
Just think, George, I'll be the only ambassador to Great Britain who ever played a violin.
Gracie told you she would make you ambassador to Great Britain?
Oh, yeah. I had my choice of that or Secretary of the Navy.
I see. But you didn't want to be Secretary of the Navy?
No, I look so silly in a sailor suit.
This whole thing is ridiculous. What did she promise to make you, Frank? Secretary of the Treasury?
Well, she wanted to, George, but I'm too smart to accept anything like that.
Well, I'm glad there's somebody left on this program with some sense.
I'm the new Postmaster General.
Postmaster General?
Sure, on account of my experience.
Now, what experience do you have?
Hey, sweetheart, you want to play post office?
No.
Spin the bottle?
Go away.
I'm back. Wait till you see the photo I've just taken. Democrats have donkeys and Republicans have elephants, right?
That's right. And you?
Well, I posed with a kangaroo.
A kangaroo?
I thought it would make a wonderful campaign picture.
I'll bet. And why a kangaroo?
Well, you see, there was a mama kangaroo who represents a female president jumping into something new.
That's good, I suppose.
And the little baby kangaroo with its head sticking out of the mama's pouch.
Why a baby kangaroo with its head out of the pouch?
Because that's going to be my election slogan.
Okay. And what is that slogan?
Gracie for president. It's in the bag.
Gracie.
Jump into presidency with Gracie.
Okay, this is going just too...
Just hop, skip, and jump from the White House.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
We've hoped that you enjoyed another evening with George Burns and Gracie Allen. Parts of the script have been modified for actor studio usage. We hope to see you again soon. Good night and sweet dreams.
And last but not least, we bring you a surprise, a scene from the Players Club 2019 performance of Oh, Sonoma. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us for our next Actor Studio presentation.
Did you hear the gossip? Yeah, we're getting a lot of improvement. We finally elected the people who are doing their jobs.
I don't think you guys really have a handle on what's going on.
What are you talking about?
Well, you know how Tuesday nights I get my art project and work on it?
What does that got to do with this?
Well, that's when the board meets.
Let them meet! Why do we need to be concerned about the board?
Well, I've been listening in on some of their conversation, and it turns out we're in for a lot of trouble.
I told you all, that board is up to no good. What do you mean?
Well, you got trouble, my friends. Right here, I say trouble right here in Sonoma. I'm sure I'm a homeowner, certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend in Sonoma Pines are golden. When we cultivate good friends with a cool head and a keen eye, never try and take and pay all those bills for a nice three-bedroom house. But just as I say, it takes judgment, grace, and maturity to own your own sweet home, I say that any dude can run for an HOA. And I call that the first big step on the road to the depths of Navigation. I say first, medicinal wine from Costco, then pot from Publix. And the next thing you know, the HOA is raising fees and fines. And listening to some big HOA president here to talk about clubhouse fixing. Not a simple thing, now no on a whole blasted renovation. I'd like to see some stuff on president fixes no house. You make your blood boil, well I shouldn't say it. Now friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men on the board. Men with the difference between a gentleman and a bum. With a capital B in that rhymes with C and that stands for crooks. And all day long your Sonoma friends will be worrying me. I say your old friends will be worrying. Worrying on how they're going to pay their fees and bills. Get the check in the mail. Never mind balancing the books or checking on the phone or photographs. Never mind balancing the books till you all are caught in the balance check on a Monday morning and trouble. Oh yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of your future here and your healthcare proxy and those irrevocable trousers. You got trouble, folks, right here in Sonoma. Trouble with a capital T in that rhymes with B and that stands for board. Oh, I know all you folks are the right kind of people. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're meeting on a Tuesday night? They're planting flowers at the front gate and spending funds that we don't have and praying it all about how they're gonna use your money for a brand new Bentley on Sunday. They need the clubhouse headed for the deal in Delray. Look at that, those greedy bastards who grab our funds, our money, and put it in the pockets of the Chester Rancher and Down sparkling pointed beach. Mass hysteria! Friends, the HOA is a bunch of crooks trouble! I hear it, Sonoma! I hear it, Sonoma! Capital T and Sonoma. Leave this warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute the board gets elected, they start hunting architects from West Palm. And they contacting crooked lawyers making improvements that we can't afford. And they're starting to put bids on camp owners. For some words reading into their conversation, words like